Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, back at it again with another reaction video. All right, man, so I'm doing something a little different. I wanted to react to a video I ran across, man. This is from the Benny Show, and I'm 100% here for it, man. A Fox News reporter goes into New York. They go into the hood in New York and are asking some of the brothers and sisters in the hood, Biden or Trump? Now, we all know what the answer should be. We all know it's Trump 2024. We all know that, but I'm very interested to see what the brothers and the sisters in the hood, especially up in New York, man, they've been dealing with a whole bunch of foolishness from this past regime, man. So let me slide the video in real quick. Without further ado, let's go. Before I actually start the video, I'm sorry, man, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy this type of content, man, drop me a comment down below. Let me know. And please, if you can, man, watch the video all the way through, man. I really appreciate that, man. It helps me out. Smash that like button for me, man. I'm sorry, man. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Boy, Benny. Imagine that you came home from a long day at work, and as soon as you walked into your house, your family started going, boo! Resign! We don't want to see you anymore. It's be a very shitty way to come home from work, but that is precisely what happens to Joe Biden every single time he goes anywhere, but especially his home, right? Joe Biden is home in the state of Pennsylvania. Joe Biden is from the state of Pennsylvania. Joe Biden's wife is from the state of Pennsylvania. And Joe Biden got booed in downtown Philadelphia today, called a loser. And the president. What is this?
Yo, it's like weekend. It's like watching Weekend at Bernie's. Every time I see this guy out and about, man, it's like watching Weekend at Bernie's.
Everyone's screaming.
Loser. That's terrible. Yo, I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. That has to suck that everywhere you go, people just yell out some of the most random, craziest things, man.
You're a loser. This is, by the way, in Joe Biden's home. Joe Biden walks into that coffee shop, and it doesn't get any better. Joe Biden forgets who he is. Biden, my name is Joe Biden. I work for the government in the Senate. This is what Joe Biden says.
My name is Joe Biden. I work for the government in the Senate.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for...
Did he forget he was the president of the United States? Or is it one of those situations where, you know, so I can't not remember who it was. Maybe it's BCP, Black Conservative Perspective, where he's like, man, he's not running. He's not actually the president. You know, the rumbles are, you know, it's Obama's third, you know, what is it, third administration or whatever the case may be, third term, you know, within the presidency. And this dude is just a proxy. Who knows?
Verifying what we've thought for a long time, that you're not actually president. So Joe Biden then went up to sniff little girls.
No, he didn't.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. How many of these videos have we seen of this dude? He always finds a young lady, gets really close and starts to breathe in heavily. I don't want to say that he's sniffing. I'm just going to say that he's breathing in quite heavily. This is ridiculous.
Why do girls always...
The look on her face is priceless. Like, get away from me.
Why do like little kids, I don't know the age of this person, but maybe like a teenager or a preteen.
Yeah,
why do they always have that
maybe
same reaction? They always
15,
like, kind of jump away from Joe Biden. The kids always know.
Yeah.
Kids always know. Kids are smart. Look at this. Joe Biden makes...
Hell, I would do that. If somebody walked up to me and leaned in, and I'd turn around and look at like, yo, yo, what are you doing?
Teen girl visibly uncomfortable as he squirms away from him when he starts creepily whispering in his ear. I mean, this is actually like a issue of our morals in a country. Why do we allow this man to continue to do this to little kids?
I do.
She looks so uncomfortable. She looks so uncomfortable. You see how she slid over and she's leaning back. This is defensive posture right here, man. Goodness gracious. See, I don't have daughters, but if I did and I seen this situation, man, I don't care if he's the president. I'm sure there's some daggone Secret Service or all around they probably vetted this. I'm sure they vetted the situation before he even walked in this joint. But I'd have to be like, hey, bro, I need you to back off, man. You got to go somewhere else, man.
Stop whispering to that girl. Joe Biden, of course, leaving his charging station and looking like he's out of batteries.
Morgan Sherwin. This is Morgan Sherwin and Sam Cerruti. They're our team members here. They help us. They help us, service and sales.
What if I did like the entire show like this?
I know.
What would you think about me? I mean, it's like, would you watch? Would you think there's something wrong? Would you call a doctor? People are calling a doctor. People are calling a doctor because Joe Biden is clearly dead in the polls. Joe Biden can't even get a audience that is gathered inside of a church to like clap for him or to say, boom, clap, hallelujah. Joe Biden's church speech interrupted by pro-Palestinian protesters demanding ceasefire. Now, Joe Biden speaking at a church, a black church, earlier this week, screamed at by his own side, protested by his own side. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen. So interesting. And this is, of course, what the polls look like. So this is what life support looks like right there, politically. How bad is it for Joe Biden? Well, Fox News recently sent cameras into the Bronx and sent them there to ask the residents of this depressed and deeply suffering blue area of New York, how are things going? Do you support Joe Biden and his spending, or do you support Donald Trump? And the reporters were actually literally left shocked with their jaws on the floor. Watch.
Hold up. Before we go, I want to say this. Slowly but surely, black people, brown people, I'm going to say just Americans in general that voted blue in 2020 are waking up. As far as black people go, I mean, I've been saying this to anybody that would listen, at least in my circle, man. We have to get off the Democratic plantation. Stop looking at rhetoric or listening to rhetoric and look at policies. The policies that these people have implemented. Let's just talk about right now over this past 4 years. The policies that have been implemented over these past 4 years have hurt everyone in this country. It has hurt everyone in this country, not just black people, not just white people, not just Latin folks, not just, Asian folk. It has hurt everybody. I am glad to see that people are starting to wake up. Now, I know that there's some issues out there that people got to stand on, and they got to stand on no matter what, because there's some divisive issues out there. But can we just all keep it 100 and say, we got to get someone that's actually cognitive, he's functioning high on a cognitive level, because what we got right now, I mean, we are a laughingstock all around the world, man. It's ridiculous.
$15 million anti-racist bike lane in Harlem to the $17 million anti-racist hiking trail in Connecticut. And now he's installing charging stations for electric scooters in the projects here in New York. Johnny visited one in Brownsville, Brooklyn to see if people are stoked.
Brownsville. All right.
Joe Biden's giving this neighborhood $25 million.
Oh, $25 million. Wow, what the hell? Are you serious? Right.
USA, USA.
What do you think it should be spent on?
The schools, the parks.
The illegal immigration problem.
Fresh fruits, vegetables.
This is life.
That elevator over there.
Yeah, a lot of these areas, not just in New York, but all around the country, especially in these liberal cities, they're living in food deserts, can't get fresh fruits and vegetables. I know this to be true. I live in Baltimore City, and I know this to be true. You can't hardly find fresh fruits and vegetables in the city. Now, if you go out on the outskirts, you know what I'm saying, and you get outside the Beltway, there are some farmers markets and things of that nature. But it's sad that people that live in the city got to travel outside of the city just to get fresh fruits and vegetables. It's ridiculous.
Broken. These houses, dirty.
Recreation for the kids to get out the street.
Well, so
Absolutely. That's another thing. They shut down all the rec centers and all that type of stuff, man. And then they mad because the kids are out on the streets, wilding out. They ain't got nothing to do.
sorry, he's spending it all so you could charge your electric scooter.
Get the out of here, Joe.
I don't like that. That's ghetto.
What?
He's spending on chargers? Man, they need to charge his brain.
They had to take the top of my head off a couple times, see if I had a brain.
So they're going to spend $25 million on chargers for electric scooters in places where most people don't have scooters, probably can't afford an electric scooter. And I know they have these, what do you call those things? Those Lime scooters, and there's some other ones that are out there, but the government shouldn't be involved in charging those. I believe the companies, they actually pay people to go pick those things up. So this is, I tell you, but I put anything I love on, everything I love on it. He will tout that he gave $25 million to poor people in support in the support of these disadvantaged communities. Like it's a good thing. Like he really did something.
Do you own an electric scooter?
No, and I don't want it.
Scooter's not keeping me warm. Scooter is barely taking me places.
Scooter? I need some money.
That's above my pay grade.
Joe Biden says once he installs these chargers for electric scooters, there will be less racism.
How does that equal less racism?
Come on, you're kidding me. There's no racism here.
There's actually more racist that he's doing this because it's really not helping the community.
I don't.
Hey, newsflash, white liberals, black people that live in black communities very, very, very rarely experience racism. Newsflash. I don't know if you guys knew that. I grew up in a 99%, maybe more than that, 99 point something percent area that was all black. And I can honestly say I never experienced racism on a day. I experienced no racism on a day-to-day basis because I'm around everybody that looks like me. Now, did I experience maybe some danger? Yeah. Did I experience, fear of, other folks, in some of these neighborhoods? Yeah. Racism though? No. Matter of fact, if we seen a white person around our way, we were wondering, what the hell are they doing over here? Only one or two things. Either, they're looking for some drugs of some sort, or honestly, I couldn't even tell you what number two is. That's normally the thought right there. What are they doing over here? Oh, they must be looking for something drug related.
See the correlation, but I also don't see the correlation between Joe Biden and being president. I don't know who put that motherfucker in office, but it wasn't me.
So you don't like?
Oh, you didn't vote for him? There's a whole heck of a lot of people that voted for him, and I know a lot of people that voted for this fool. They are upset, but they are afraid to come out and say Trump's regime was better. They won't come out and say it. They'll just say that this was terrible. And they've believed all the hype from all the mainstream media out there, CNN, MSDNC, and so forth and so on. They've all come out, you know what I'm saying, and believe that foolishness. But when I really just ask questions and say, hey, man, I won't tell anybody. Just keep it a buck with me. Do you agree that things were a whole heck of a lot better from 16 to 20 than they were from 20 to 23? This was, when I was having these conversations during the holidays or whatever. And everybody that I talked to all said, yes, things were a whole heck of a lot better. But they turn around and say, man, Trump's an a-hole. Trump, I don't like the way he talks and this, that, and the third, man. And I've had to tell people, I was like, hey, it's hard to sugarcoat truth, man. It really is. It's hard to sugarcoat truth, man. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it needs to be said.
What would you rather? Cheaper gas or electric scooter chargers?
Cheaper gas.
Cheaper gas. And especially in New York. Have you tried to drive in New York and seen the gas prices up there?
Why wouldn't we want cheaper gas? Like, how would the scooters benefit? We don't deliver.
You can't really have cheaper gas because they're trying to get more money out of you to build electric cars.
Cheaper gas, definitely, because my man drives.
No, so she knows where it is. Yeah, cheaper gas because her man drives. And if you've ever driven in New York, everything's expensive there. Gas is expensive. Insurance is expensive. Trying to park somewhere is damn near is crazy. You're either paying, $300-400 a month for a parking space, or you're riding around for an hour on a day-to-day basis trying to find a parking spot. It's ridiculous up there.
How's Joe Biden doing?
He's too old. Sorry. But everybody elected him, so that's y'all fault.
He's sitting there lying to the people.
He's the worst president that we ever had.
Joe Biden, please go back to Delaware because New York City, you have no idea what we need.
He's a slimy mother. You know? He take you out to lunch and stick the fork up your ass right after.
Who do you want to win the 2024 election, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I want Donald Trump.
Let's go.
Trump.
That happens to be me, in case you forget.
That's that
When
guy.
he was in, it was no crime. Crime was down.
Uncle Donald. No cap.
Uncle Donald, I've never heard that one before. Okay.
That's a nice guy.
Trump is straight up and down, like 6 o'clock. At least I know what I get when it comes to him.
Absolutely. I said the same thing. I'm like, you know what? I appreciate someone who speaks their mind truthfully. You may not like everything that they have to say, but at least you know where they stand. That's my issues with the Democrats. They say one thing, do another. They say one thing and do another. They're the people that will be slapping you on your back while you're in your face, telling you did a great job. Golly. Telling you that you did a great job. And then they send you that passive aggressive email, you know, and saying that, hey, by the way, you also need to do X, Y, and Z if you want to keep your job. That's the Democrats, man.
I was more comfortable with Donald Trump in office.
I'm not voting for Joe Biden.
And you ain't black.
Trump, that's right. I said
And that's
it.
the other thing.
That's right.
When I told people that, man, I was like, yo, this man got on Charlemagne's platform and said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That did it for me. I wasn't going to vote for the guy anyway, but that one statement right there told me everything that I need to know about these people. Everything.
I said,
What do you like about Donald Trump?
he don't bull. He don't care. Like, you know, I like that.
Trump was giving back people money. I ain't gonna front, he almost started a war with Kim Jong-un too before he died.
Kim Jong-un is alive, by the way.
He's alive. Also, he faked the own.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
You're going to be on Jesse Waters Primetime. What do you want to tell Jesse?
Tune in to Jesse Primetime. Good job. You got these guys in the hood making me famous.
Let's get rid of Joe Biden.
This
Look
does
at
actually
that.
remind me of a heartwarming clip from our former network that we were on, Newsmax, when Newsmax did the same thing a couple months earlier, going into, again, the Bronx to ask them about Trump versus Biden. And you would be shocked to learn who the people in New York's bluest borough want as president. Check this out.
The Bronx is the bluest of New York City's boroughs and the only borough with the Hispanic
That's so
majority.
crazy. Yeah, that's the thing. The Bronx is full of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. That is so surprising that is the bluest state the bluest district in New York, or borough in New York. That is so wild to me. Wow.
President Biden got 83% of the vote here in 2020. But now the Biden campaign is seeing polls coming out saying President Trump is gaining traction with voters of color, even younger voters. So I came to the Bronx.
A lot of young black folks, man, bought the lie. A lot of old black folks are cooked, you know, and a lot of old minorities, period, are cooked because they've been voting the same way and they believe the lies. Young people we are a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Objective, I guess. We will sit back and allow you to hang yourself, essentially. I'm one of those kind of people, and I've always believed that, man, if you let someone talk long enough, they'll tell you exactly who they are. And we've watched these Democrats over years, decades, you know, talk, but never actually do anything. But soon as election time comes around, they back in your face, you know, telling you how great they are. And you just kind of got to sit back and watch them and then evaluate and then compare that, compare what they're saying to what they're doing. And it's a no-brainer. You got to stop supporting these people, man.
Put a face on the numbers. And I was shocked by what I heard on the streets. Do you think that President Biden is doing a good job with the economy?
No.
He's not doing nothing
Yeah,
to
I don't
support
even
nobody.
know.
Is he doing a good job? Yes or no?
No. I can see we're all going to be in the streets homeless.
Biden and his press secretary said that prices are going down. Is that your experience or is that not true?
No,
Absolutely
that
not.
is definitely not true. Prices are definitely going up. I used to go across the street to Fordham to go get me a meal. I can't even get me a meal because that meant $20.
Yeah, facts.
minority communities. We're not.
Crazy thing is, and excuse me for that, my son and I, we don't normally eat out like that. We're not really eat big on fast food, but my son was playing basketball and we're coming home from a game one night or one day or whatever. He's like, Dad, I want to stop, grab something to eat. And, you know, we roll through and we see a BK. So we stop. Man, tell me why I spent, it was just two of us, $40, you know what I'm saying, on a meal. And I didn't even get like a meal with the drink and stuff. He did, but I didn't. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, this doesn't make any sense how expensive things have gotten, man.
Not seeing the improvement. There's inflation with everything: food, gas, insurance prices. I mean, you name it.
Bidenomics is not working. It's just a complete mess.
Yes.
It's a disaster.
Food, gas, it seems like all of the utilities have gone up, man. My water bill has gone up. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Especially here in New York City, we're feeling it very hard.
If you could say anything to Biden right now, who says that the economy is improving, especially in black and brown communities, what would you say to him?
That's lies. I believe that's lies. Heavy lies on that.
That's the thing too. White liberals don't live in black communities and they don't know black people. They don't know minorities. They don't know black and brown people like that. They talk this stuff from a distance, but they don't actually know us. It's ridiculous.
Sure.
Do you think that somebody else besides Biden should be president?
Yes,
next
of
time?
course, of course. Bring back Trump.
Tell me why.
We had money. We had money when Trump was president.
Free my son Trump. Free my son Trump. Trump 2024, everybody.
Let's go.
2022.
That's crazy. And we're here in the Bronx.
I'm gonna vote for Trump if he runs, because I feel like it was much better when he was here financially for everybody.
Absolutely.
Not just me, for everybody.
Absolutely. And I ain't even talking about the handouts. I'm not even talking about the stimulus package or checks or whatever that's sent out. I'm just saying, when you look at wages, you look at the amount of opportunity job-wise, the lowest unemployment in black American history under Donald Trump. And black people in mass voted against that. It makes zero sense. And I'm sure the same thing, you know, in the Latin communities. Lowest unemployment across the board, but especially for black and brown people, the lowest unemployment rates in the history. And we voted, and a lot of black folks voted against it. That's what I'm talking about, man. Voting against our own interests, man. It makes no sense. I remember talking to people and they were looking at me like I was crazy. I wish I could go back and catch up with some of these folks. These are just in random places when I'm at the gym or something along those lines. I don't have a problem having conversations with people, you know, about things that are going on. I'm not one of those folks that are afraid, you know, to voice my opinion and tell you where I stand on things.
He made sure we had money in our pockets.
Mm-hmm.
He was for the people. He made sure we had what we needed. I feel like everything will go back to how it was. I mean, ever since he's been out of office, everything's declined.
When Trump was president, my life was good. Economical wise, I was doing so much better.
They're saying it's going to be Biden Trump, so who will you vote for?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go for Trump. Sorry.
I'm gonna go for Trump. Trump. Always Trump.
Here, let me see. Who are you voting for?
Trump.
Feeling the pain of price hikes is one thing, but the show of open support for former President Donald J. Trump on the streets of the Bronx was very surprising. And it's the sort of thing that has Biden campaign strategists looking very carefully at the messaging around Bidenomics as we get closer to 2024. Reporting for Newsmax from the streets of the Bronx, New York, I'm Kara Castronova.
Now that's some real reporting right there. Why don't more people do reporting like that? Why wouldn't CNN go and do that exact same
Of course
report?
not.
CNN wouldn't be able to go into Alabama or Arkansas and find a bunch of people who love Joe Biden, but you can go into the bluest places in America and find a bunch of people that love Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So how's that work out exactly? Somebody needs to tell me that. Joe Biden getting booed in his own home state. I'm here for it. Straight into my veins.
I'm here for it as well.
That is the energy. It's your boy, Benny. Stay extremely, extremely based.
All right. Man, appreciate you, Benny, man. Hey, I love that show, man. Benny always drops nothing but the truth, man. The truth, man. Hey, I appreciate the love, man. I hope you guys stuck around and watched this whole video with me, man. Awesome, man. And I'm glad to see that we are starting to wake up you know, especially in minority communities, man. I'm so glad to see it. It's unfortunate that we've had to go through what we've had to go through for 4 years, but I'm also one of those kind of people say that, you know, God don't make mistakes, and we needed to go through these 4 years right here. We needed to go through it, because I think this 4 years, this past 4 years, this was the real wake up call. Because if you look at prior to, you know, I think so many people during the Obama regime, during that time frame, Obama administration, you know, those 8 years, you know, I think a lot of black folks, and a lot of brown folks too, you know, looked at Obama as, you know, almost as a deity, you know, and they couldn't get over the skin tone, you know, so much so that they didn't really look at the policies and how those policies negatively affected us. You know, they couldn't get over that. But after the second 4 years, you can see, you know, Trump getting in there. There's no way that Hillary Clinton was going to win. I wasn't voting for Hillary Clinton, you know, a lady that called, you know, black men super predators. There was absolutely no way I was doing that. No way. But mainstream media did such a good job demonizing Trump, you know, and using his straightforward speaking, and they used it against him to get this guy in. And now black folks are waking up like, wait, things were way better when Trump was in office. Things were way better. Gas was down. Interest rates were down. You know, jobs were up. We were in a situation where we couldn't find enough people for the amount of jobs that were out there. That's how great the economy was, is that there were more jobs than people. That's how great the economy was, man. So, hey, man, I appreciate all the love, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more content like this, man, smash that like button. Let me know down in the comment section, man. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the love and support thus far. And I'm going to catch up with you guys next time, man. Hey, Trump 2024. Let's make it happen. Let's have more of these conversations, man. We out. Peace.